Hi, my name's Keith, and I'm known as the Florida Stone Man, and today I'm going to be talking to you about your life's path and how you're going to do well at whatever you like doing compared to what you're supposed to be doing based on societal upbringings, etc. This is going to help a lot of people who just feel lost. If you feel lost, or if you feel like your purpose can be upgraded, this video is the video for you. I'm going to tell you right now, and this is why I don't worry about copycats. I don't worry about anyone who's trying to do what I'm doing. Whatever. I remember I was starting off a long time ago, and people said, oh, but there's other people doing what they're doing. You know, like people doing things, people doing stuff. People think the bracelet, and they take the bracelet, and they take the string, and they make the string with the bracelet, and they make jewelry, and they sell it cheap, and you know, just sell it cheap, and they get it cheap. I've had the worst advice given to me ever. People are like, I mean, I still, some of the worst advice, and you guys are receiving the same advice in different ways from people around you who have no business giving advice. If you see some person who's in the worst place of their life and they're just like, just tell them to shut their mouths and to ask God if what they're saying is empowering, and God will correct them. So you should ask God as well. God, is this person's advice? I mean, just people who are, Jesus Christ. Okay. Angels doing jump scares, so not expecting that. Literally, like the angel, okay. I don't know, for the people who, they're always trying to surprise me. So I'll talk about that later. But when you start opening more and more gifts, the angels can start doing different things. Let's just say they throw surprises. Okay, so if anyone else saw that, let me know, because they just literally in my face like that. It's like a jump scare. They think it's funny. I don't think it's funny at all. But the thing about this is, on your life's path, do what's authentic to you. Do what makes you feel good, that's full of light, and that's helping people, and that's doing right. So let's talk about let's find out what your life's path is right now. So the people who have custom necklaces, I really help you accelerate at what you're doing. Like, I help you accelerate. I'm on my life's path, and I can tell you, there's resistance when you're not on your life's path, because I've done things that are not on my life's path. I'll give you a secret. I almost went into the military. They tried to send me in as a combat medic. I look at them and I'm like, you go in as a combat medic. They didn't really like, I knew my stuff. I took their tasks and I stood up and I'm like, okay, I'm done. At that point I graduated college and I was going into the military, so that, I don't know, like, so it would be, I don't know, they had too much fancy lingo that, I mean, God bless the people who joined the army and whatnot, but I didn't like the way that they were putting me in there, and they were swapping certain papers, and I'm like, you know, I'm good at reading, and they didn't really like that. So I was not on my life's path then, because I was essentially joining the military after college, and I'm just like, hold on, let me stop this. Oh, it's because a specific world event happened, and I was just like, because the thing is, things changed, so I was very adaptable, but I realized when I went through school, I went to the University of Florida. It's the best university in all of Florida. And it was bumpy. Like, it was very bumpy. I was practicing spirituality while I was in school, and I had a very good time practicing spirituality. It really made a difference. There were some rotten people around me, because let's just say when you're in the world's, like, when you're in one of the most highest academic programs, you have a bunch of people who are snakes. You have a study group full of people who are sharing fake answers so that they get ahead on the test, and they actually do that. People will be like, oh, I don't know, or they'll try to get you to not study with the quiz with them to try to, like, tank the class curve, and to, like, they do the shadiest stuff so that everyone, like, oh, I didn't study, and then you feel okay taking a test that they've studied all day and night for, and if they went to the professor, like, people are just snakes. They did absolutely everything. The things that they got petty when it coming to exams, for example, like, they try to send, like, someone, like, oh, she's copying me from, like, 2 desks away, or she keeps looking at my paper from far away. I think they'd send teacher's assistants to talk to the people, like, oh, that's not the right pencil. Like, oh, that person's using a different pencil. And, that person's using a different pencil, and, like, and they'll just do certain petty distractions. And I'm like, I was using spiritual protections like crazy in college. So, in essence, I saw a lot of protections go off on people who were really snake, like just flat out snakes. For example, someone actually stole one of my exams and didn't give it back to me. And I basically did a return to sender, and he reported me. And they called me in and they're just like, what'd you do? I'm like, a return to sender. Like, why? Because he stole my exam. And she's like, oh, okay. And they just let me like walk off. And I'm like, well, you're a thief, so you'll have to deal with God directly. But I think the karma, whatever he encountered after that, was pretty scary. So in essence, it was bumpy. I'm just like, what the? Like, I was on my life's path. I thought it was a part of my life's path because I use that knowledge, I use university knowledge to help me teach crystals and spirituality. But I found it was pretty bumpy. And I didn't really like that. It was bumpy and like, and I was not 100% happy the whole time. I'm like, I'm studying, and I was studying for 12 hours a day. I'd wake up studying, fall asleep studying, and I'm like, the professors absolutely hated me. I'd ask a nutrition professor, I'm like, why aren't you teaching anything we can use? And essentially, the nutrition professor was angry at me. He was just flat out angry. They would not answer me when I would sit as close as I could to the front of the class. I can't even remember their names. I think it's better I don't. I remember I'd ask the professor certain questions, and I'm like, for example, I had certain statistics teachers, and I'm just like, okay, can you tell me what statistics is? They're like, oh, about predicting the economy. And then I'd ask, and I would not do it to be disrespectful. I'd be practical with it because I'm using this actual information. They're like, no, just study the book, just study for the exam. I'm like, these classes are a couple $1,000s per class. You have an online textbook. This turned into me like bashing university, but oops. Not inherently bashing them. I'm just saying it wasn't on my life's path. For people in university, God bless you, but this is my life's path. It was bumpy for me because that was not meant for me. It wasn't meant for me. If I can go back in time, I'd not. But and God bless for the people in college, because that's for some people, not for me. I was very spiritual. I remember. You want to hear something interesting? I remember one time I didn't study for an exam. I took green aventurine, and I gritted my exam with it because the answers are 4 choices out of 4 choices out of 4 choices, 1 is correct. I'm like, I took like an Egyptian beetle and I placed it on the exam, and like people are just looking at me like, you feeling lucky with that beetle? And I made it out of the class. So I felt pretty lucky with the green aventurine, and the beetle didn't really do much. I was still figuring out like how I could manipulate green aventurine into giving me the right answers. I'm like, I was practicing what the ancient Egyptians did. I'm like, this beetle is trash. So I was just like, I think I just left the beetle somewhere. I don't even know. And it freaked people out, but I'm like, you know what? I'm passing this class. And like, because you give me an exam, you give me an entire exam and a study guide, and the study guide has nothing to do with the exam. I'm like, are you playing games? I get it's school, I get it's university, but the thing is, I couldn't apply anything I learned into actual real life. What is that? What is that? What is that? Like, I get it doesn't make sense. If you're paying $3,000 for a class who's, this is not turning me into be bashing university, but I was very frustrated throughout college. I'm like, is anyone not seeing this? You're paying $600, $700, $800 for an online textbook you can't even keep. You can't even access the whole online textbook. What's an online text? And I was asking these questions because I was too rebellious against knowledge. And I'm like, this is not meant for me. I'm like, I can't do this. And I'm like, and then you have people who don't know what they're teaching, and you find out that they don't know they're teaching. And no disrespect to any of my professors, but some of them actually admitted to me that they don't know they're teaching. And I said, you're the most respectable people ever. You are the most respectable people I've ever come across. So what are my points in this? I'm talking about basically my life's path in college and how can you apply this? I'll tell you towards the end of the video. So basically, I was asking these professors, I'm just like, okay, if you don't know anything about statistics, why are you teaching it? And some of them admitted it's not just statistics. There's a whole bunch of others. Like, I've had professors, and I'm not going to say who, I've had professors admit they really don't know what they're teaching. Like, they're just, because I asked them many questions, they're just like, I'm going to be honest, I'm just reading from the book. And I'm like, thank you. At least you were honest. All I look for is honesty in life. Some of them got very angry and upset and resentful. I've had a professor report me for asking too many questions. So I was very hard-headed. So when I came to college, I graduated, and even the graduation, I got up there and I'm just like, I'm like, this whole graduation doesn't make sense to me. I'm very grateful to have gone to college and graduated, but it didn't feel like it fit. It didn't feel like it felt. It didn't feel like it felt. It didn't feel like it fit. And I was frustrated. I'm just like, so you walk off the stage and I graduated, and then that's it. It's like, now you need experience to have experience. Like, now you need experience to get something you have to have experience in. I'm like, and then you'd apply for places, and then this is why a lot of you are getting rejected, because when I was getting rejected applying to vet places and whatnot, because I was going to school to be a veterinarian, if you guys don't know, and I did graduate halfway through the program. So the program's in stages to be a veterinarian. So I was in stages. Now, I had resistance, but I was still getting through it. So basically, if God puts a wall up and you push hard enough, you'll break the wall. But there's more walls after that wall. So in essence, I was pushing through walls, and it sucked. It sucked. And I'm like, what's this? I'm like, maybe I should take a different route. So I just decided to try to go into the Angels Are Playing with the Phone now. But by the way, from that from earlier, he jump scared. An angel in particular, it's like a blinding beam of light directly next to me, just making a face at me, like directly right here. He thinks it's hilarious. He's laughing still. If you want to hear an angel laugh, it's that high beam you hear in your ears. That's literally their voice translated as laugh. But the thing is, college was not meant for me, even though I graduated. If you're someone who dropped out, you did what God might have had you in the path for. Because that was just suffering the whole time I was there. And, you know, I'm grateful to have gone through college, but now I realize how much, because what happened when I started doing crystals fully, because I partially did crystals, then I partially did college. Or I partially did, my roommates were definitely scared of me because they saw my altars. My altars back then were very different. Let's just say that. And my roommates barely even came home. But, but that's a whole different story. So basically, I had more fun doing practicing spirituality in college. I'm like, oh cool, I'm learning this and this and that. And in school you learn like, oh, y equals mx plus b. You can't use a calculator, but in the real world you use calculators when it comes to money. There's literally people who do that in computers and systems. You ever see them count money in the bank? Well, they stick it in a machine, okay? So why are you doing it and you're basically paying, enough of that. But what's my point? A lot of you are literally pushing through walls. So you're applying for jobs and you're getting rejected. You're getting basically like slapped in the face by people who you could probably be the manager of. These people are not qualified to do what they're doing. These people, and I'm saying these people as in you're trying to get a job from someone you would have a business, probably they'd be working for you and they wouldn't be disrespecting you. These people are awful behind the scenes. If you actually see what your interviewers are like, are people who work in the job, these people are, you want to talk about demonic, these people are demonic. Like literally working with demons. Like literally, let's just say demons don't elevate people like that. So, and yeah, these people have guardian demons who are stuck there. So if you're just counted no resistance and they're just in the worst path of their life, things are agreed. So that's a whole different topic for a different day. But you're going to encounter resistance if you're not in your life's path. What happened when I decided, because I said to myself during a very specific world event that I can't even say on YouTube, I'm like, I'm going to go full-fledged into crystals or I'll die trying. That's it. Because crystals is my life path. Spirituality and healing is my life path. I'm good at what I do. I've done exorcisms since I was a kid. Literally, when people came back from burying their dead, it had spirits and demons on them that I can't really talk about on here. And I did rituals I didn't even know I was doing. I think of 2 black feathers of a bird, and let's just say what I know from my past I've transferred over. So, and that was more easy than a bunch of academic fluff. Let's just say that. So basically, how can this apply to your life path? When I started working, I asked God, I said, God, I ask for your blessings upon what I'm doing. I'm going to go into crystals or die trying, because this is me. I'm not gonna not wear crystals, because I always wear hundreds of crystals, but like, oh, you only have to wear a certain amount before you go out. Is that authentic to me? No. I wear all the crystals I want to, or desire to. I'll wear more. So like, no, you gotta like tone the crystals down. Says who? I'm a child of the Most High God. My purpose is to wear crystals. I'm gonna wear crystals. And if my purpose is to help people, I'm gonna die helping people, or at least prevent them from. But if you guys get what I mean, yeah, most of the demonic attacks that I help you guys from, it actually saves your lives. So you know what? My entire life is dedicated to helping people. So the last thing I do on this earth will be helping people. That's because of who I am. So let's talk about the part where I started putting together everything with my crystals and like interesting designs. The designs, let's just say the walls weren't as bad. The walls were not as bad. So the walls that you break through when it comes to you achieving your goals in a path that's not your life's path, that sucks. You achieve something and you're like, I didn't really, it doesn't feel like anything. You achieve something that's on your life's path and you're like, I felt good. It actually felt good. So you'll notice things fall into place more. You'll have less resistance on things, so you'll have challenges here and there, but they won't really be that big of a challenge. God will basically guide you through it. It'll feel like he just paved the road. It's like, hey, this is a little too easy. Why is this happening so well knit together? It's because God has forged your life's path. What's your life's path? It's your passions minus money. You can do literally anything. Anything. Your passion will make you money regardless. It's not about money at all. It's not about money. And people are like, well, you can do anything in this world and make money. It's not about money. Money's very earthly when it comes to, I just want to do this because it's going to make me money. People who do that, they have the worst lives ever. My angel said this video is getting really long, so for the people who can hear my angels, you can hear them too. So the thing is, your life's path shouldn't have all this resistance. If there's resistance, it's because the path is not paved. God did not pave the path like that. Because when you have resistance and it's your life's path, there'll be blockages, but it'll feel good when you resolve them, or it'll be something that you know is going to be resolved because that's you. That's something you don't mind doing. That's something you're going to do regardless. You're not just going to give up because that's the road that you're meant to walk on. You go off the path, you go into the forest, it's dark and you get lost. If you have any questions, you can ask them in the comment section. If you like your own custom Florida Stone Man handmade gemstone necklace, DM Florida Stone Man on Instagram. I am a witch doctor, crystal doctor, not a medical doctor, and I prescribe them with the help of my wonderful angels. So yes, there's people around here too. So even though it's dark here, there's still people at the park. So you can DM Florida Stone Man on Instagram for your own custom gemstone necklace. You want to know something funny? I didn't see someone in the path, and sometimes I stand in the path. One of the angels in particular, some of you know, who basically picked me up like a child, went off my feet. I didn't fall. I went backwards. Basically, I was picked up and then put back down. Gust of wind. It was the most interesting thing ever. But that's a thing. On your path, your angels can literally pick you up and put you on your path too. Check out FloridaStoneman.com if you have not already. The website's looking beautiful. The website's looking beautiful. And if you guys pay attention to my videos, I'm not like other YouTubers. I don't do all this chop, editing. That's not natural to me. Just like my gemstones, my videos are natural. They're organic. So you can DM Florida Stoneman on Instagram for the best gemstones in the world. I enjoy what I do. I love helping you guys. The last thing I do on this earth will be helping people, because I'll help people in the next life too. So that's what I'm here to do. I'm here to help you guys. It's not about anything but helping you guys through the Most High God. Ask God to remove things that are not upon your life's path and watch what happens. Until then, I'll see you guys next time. Ciao.